Hi, everybody. This is Sarah back again. This is part two. I touched something down here and poof, it went. So this is part two. But anyway, I wanted to tell you that they didn't like my EKG in my annual physical. And so I've got a stress test scheduled. Have any of you ever had a stress test? And what was it like? So I don't know if I'm looking forward to it or trying to get some answers, but I know that that was part of my decision to add back in those electrolytes because they said Dr. Google, Dr. YouTube said that sometimes it's an electrolyte imbalance. And I'm just like, 6 to 8 months carnivore, and I gave up all my other all my supplements except the D3. So adding back in the electrolytes of the no salt and the magnesium have helped a little bit. I haven't felt that sometimes palpitations, that racing feeling. So maybe that's it. We'll see. Anyway, they said dress comfortably, so I will, and we'll see how that goes. I just wanted to disclose that to you because I think that sometimes an elder here in the keto carnivore world can have things go awry that are just part of aging and not necessarily part of the foods we eat, although we know how powerful the foods that we eat are. So that's scheduled. And yes, I am enjoying that black cuppa first thing in the morning, and then I'll have the Keto and the ghee or Kerrygold butter added to it for my second and third cups of coffee. They just told me it's just like me having my pizza on Saturday. It's just something that I've found. And, as I read your comments and I see how you do your program, I think it's great. I think that the confidence that, if you didn't feel you had confidence, I think that doing keto and carnivore have built my confidence. I'm sure of what I'm doing. It feels good. My body has responded to it, and I plan to keep it up. And so I know that some of you have done the same thing. You found your program, and you're not really going to get into the debate with somebody else about whether having a supplement or not, drinking coffee or not, every now and then splurging and having 5 asparagus spears or something like that, or maybe even a diet soda in a social situation just to feel more comfortable socially. I don't think it's going to kill you, and I don't think you're going to get kicked off at least the mountain that I walk up and hike. I'm not reaching the peak and saying, I am queen of carnivore. No freaking way. I'll let those perfectionists have their, you're not doing it right. It's so funny in this world how you get to do something and you're taking the best care of yourself that you have in decades. Your labs say the same. The scale heads down or at least stays the same at our age. That's a gain, having it stay the same, right? And you've never felt better. Your energy is incredible. And somebody comes along and they've got that great big pin right there. And it's like a tapestry pin, it's bigger than the common pin. And they just can't wait to burst your bubble and tell you that you're doing it wrong. It's like, go pound sand, will you? This is what I've found from my tweaking and doing it and sacrificing, because I don't know anybody that has made it here to keto and carnivore and hasn't sacrificed an awful lot physically, mentally, socially, and maybe now on a food list sort of thing. You've struggled, you've given up things, you've seen what works, what doesn't work. You thought that chicken breast would be in your life forever. Now you're kind of getting used to beef. Sometimes the thought of having one more meal that's beef will make you vomit. But then you realize how satiated you feel, and so you try to get back into it. There's a lot of things that we do as we're tweaking. adding the salt, taking away the salt. You know, I know that Kelly Hogan interviewed one woman, long-term carnivore, and she doesn't use any salt at all. And, you know, it's like, oh, she said, yep, she just kind of gave it up and hasn't suffered from it. She looks beautiful. Her skin looks beautiful. I don't know. Do her kidneys like that? I don't know. But she's doing fine. So that's her program, and it works. I know that I love my Redmonds. I love my Celtic salt crystals, and I love my pink Himalayan. I don't plan to change any of that. I love my ghee. I love my grass-fed butter. I like my keto creamer, and I like my mostly beef diet. I've got some pork country ribs cooking right now in the crock pot. Greg put them on the big green egg yesterday, so they've got a little smoky flavor to them. And then they will cook until they're fall apart, fall off the bone, and won't those be good? So I just keep my food plan simple. I'd love to think that I could sit down and have some nice fish and be satisfied, but it just doesn't happen. I remember we went and got a slab of salmon. Well, it wasn't really that much. It's just so much per pound for the, you know, the blah and the, you know, a mega caught in a river, you know, with a woman that was appropriately dressed, and, you know, all that stuff. And it was like $52, and it didn't even taste like fish. So I was like, well, that's disappointing. And so the $52 to me is like 4 ribeyes. Thank you very much. I'll take them. And so I'm kind of still happy with my ribeyes, my ground top sirloin, although I did get a top sirloin this week to cook. It's got the fat cap on it. It's shaped like a sail. It's got a triangular shape. It's delicious, and the fat is delicious, especially when it's been smoked the way that Greg does it. So I'm happy where I am. It's simple, it's easy, it's predictable, you know, and although people will come along every now and then and chastise me about something, it's like, have at it, you know. I'm 69 and a half now because it's March. And it just works for me. It's just a great place to be. It's a calming sort of thing. My sleep is good. My energy is good. The only thing that's changing, as some of you, of course, have noticed, is my voice is a little more raspy, a little bit looser. I've heard that in older people, and I guess it's just my turn to get one of those kind of old lady voices. I don't know. I like the rest of it. So, yep, I'm going to finish my little cuppa here. I'm going to like don my sweats and my sneaks and do my rebounder. And today is going to be the start of a week of 14 minutes on the rebounder. I do it once a day. I'd like to think in a perfect world I'd do it twice a day, in the morning like now, and at the end of my driving day. But at the end of my driving day, I got too much dinner prepping that I have to do just to coordinate the whole thing. And the cats are hungry, and they're after me, and then it's tidying up the house and, you know, all that stuff. So ideally, when I finish going up, maybe I'll be at like 15 to 18 minutes once a day on my rebounder. It seems to be working. I like it. And I do a lot of this when I do it. And it's just a good feeling. I do like the effects. It's been, I think, 2 to 3 weeks now since I started it, and no complaints. It's doable. I don't get bored, and I watch my 600-pound life. So what's not to love about my little life? So thank you for watching. This has been part 2. Enjoy your March day. Thanks for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Carnivore. And this is my 6th or 7th month. PayPal donations are always welcome, and thank you for all the gifts that you send, like my Goldilocks robe that I love. And I will see you the next time. Bye-bye for now.